Hi again, everyone. Last week, I talked about one example of how machine learning, a subfield of computer science, is relevant to my research. Very simply put, machine learning is when we have an algorithm that learns something based on data that we feed to it. So we can use algorithms to kind of reverse engineer instructional interventions. This is part of a project that I'm doing together with my colleagues Jerry Zhu in computer sciences and Rob Novak in engineering, and also with their students Aeon Shen and Blake Mason, who, by the way, were also involved in the work that I discussed last week. So what we're doing in this project is to use machine learning to find out in which sequence we should present visuals to students. You may remember from my earlier videos on intuitive knowledge that we're trying to expose students to many example visuals so that they develop intuitions about what the visuals show. But how should we sequence these visuals? Well, let's say we have 50 visuals, and then we could actually present them in factorial of 5 sequences. And that is, well, actually a really large number of different sequences. And I am not going to test these out with actual students, or I would go insane. But if we have an algorithm that mimics how students learn from these visuals, then we can actually test these sequences out with the algorithm and pick the one that leads to the highest learning gains for the algorithm. And we actually did this. So we first had human chemistry students learn with 50 visuals, and then during that experiment, we collected data on how they solved each of the learning problems. And then we used that data to see if we can find an algorithm that seems to learn in a similar way as the humans do. And then we tested which sequence of visuals the algorithm learns most effectively from. And that gave us what we call an ideal sequence of visuals. To verify that this ideal sequence that the algorithm learns best with also leads to better learning gains for human students, we then compared this new ideal sequence to our original sequence in an experiment, again with human chemistry students. So that experiment is actually still going on, so I don't have the results yet. But yeah, I'll definitely keep you posted once we do.